The dead rest in grand villas, while the living crowd into cramped shanty towns. A stark and unforgiving contrast. This is the Philippines. Why does its capital, Manila, bear the title, the most divided city in the world? Join me as we step into the story of this remarkable nation. The Philippines ranks among the countries with the widest gap between rich and poor. And nowhere is this contrast more striking than in its capital, Manila. Here, towering high-rises and luxurious residences stand proudly, just a few streets away from cramped, decaying shanty towns. A contrast as sharp as it is heartbreaking. Wealthy residents glide past in sleek, expensive cars, while barefoot children press their hands against the windows, silently begging for change. In the north of Manila lies the Navotas Cemetery, home to a community unlike any other. Unable to afford the city's soaring rents, they share their living space with the dead, using coffins as bed frames and transforming tombs into makeshift homes. Children run and play between the graves, while women cook meals atop the cold stone of headstones. And on weekend nights, this unusual neighborhood comes alive with music and laughter, as residents throw parties among stacks of coffins, singing, dancing, even turning the graves into improvised disco floors. It is estimated that around 10,000 impoverished people live within the walls of this cemetery. Of course, no one chooses such a life by desire, but the crushing poverty of the city has left them with no other choice. What was meant to be a place of eternal rest for the dead has become the final refuge for the living who have nowhere else to go. Few would imagine that the Philippines was once the second wealthiest nation in Asia. Yet today, many are forced to seek their livelihood through illicit means, a bitter testament to the nation's decline from its former promise. If Thailand's nightlife is known for its transgender cabaret shows, then the Philippines faces far more pressing social issues, particularly those affecting children. Here, certain online activities have been found to violate children's rights so severely that many international organizations have labeled the country a hotspot in urgent need of intervention. Statistics reveal that tens of thousands of children are drawn into such illegal activities every year, sparking outrage and concern across the globe. And beyond the online sphere, some forms of adult-oriented businesses are widespread in the Philippines, with more than 500,000 women involved, a figure that surpasses both Thailand and Malaysia, turning this into a deep-rooted social challenge for the entire Southeast Asian region. Some have likened the Philippines to a sleeping lion, a nation full of potential, waiting for the moment to rise with strength and pride. Yet reality paints a different picture. Once counted among the four little dragons of Asia, alongside Hong Kong, Singapore, and South Korea, the Philippines enjoyed a period of rapid growth and high expectations. But decades of political, economic, and social turbulence have caused the country to fall behind its neighbors. Today, one of its largest sources of foreign income does not come from industry or high technology, but from the women who leave home to work abroad as domestic helpers, caregivers, and household staff. Their remittances sustain families back home and contribute significantly to the national economy, to the point where the Philippine government considers overseas labor export a vital pillar of the country's financial stability. Statistics show that 8 out of every 10 domestic workers employed abroad are from the Philippines. This workforce is highly trained, equipped with professional certifications, and thanks to the country's colonial history, the majority are fluent in English. This means that beyond handling household duties, many can also tutor children in the language, a skill highly valued by employers worldwide. It is this blend of professional competence and global communication skills that has made Filipino domestic workers some of the most sought after in the world. As a result, the Philippines stands as one of the leading labor exporting nations and carries the title of the nanny capital of the world, a label that is both a point of national pride and a reflection of the country's economic reliance on remittances. The Republic of the Philippines, commonly known as the Philippines, is a Southeast Asian nation lying at the crossroads of the Pacific and the South China Sea. To the west, it meets the waters of the South China Sea. To the east, it faces the vast Pacific Ocean. Across the Bashi Channel to the north lies Taiwan, while to the south and southwest, the Sulu Sea and the Balabac Strait separate it from Indonesia and Malaysia. Covering an area of about 299,000 square kilometers, slightly larger than the U.S. state of Nevada, 284,000 square kilometers, and close in size to New Mexico, 315,000 square kilometers. The Philippines is an archipelago of more than 7,000 islands, with 11 major ones including Luzon, Mindanao, and Samar. Its population of around 115 million is over 34 times that of New Mexico and nearly 3 times that of California. About 85% of its people are of Malay descent, with minorities including Chinese, Arab, Indian, Spanish, and American heritage. The country has 2 official languages, Filipino and English, and the majority of the population follows the Roman Catholic faith, a lasting influence from centuries of Spanish rule. Manila, the capital of the Philippines, is the nation's political, economic, and cultural heart. In its largest city, home to more than half of the country's industries. Yet within its borders, the gap between rich and poor is so vast that the lives of its residents seem to exist in 2 entirely different worlds. One a paradise, the other a struggle for survival. A short walk from the glittering lights and bustling streets of the business districts can lead you straight into cramped, dilapidated shantytowns. Behind the city's polished facade lie tens of thousands of families struggling to make ends meet, often uncertain of their next meal. It is this stark coexistence of wealth and poverty that has earned Manila the nickname, the most divided city in the world. The Philippine economy today rests on 3 main pillars: agriculture, manufacturing, and services. Agriculture accounts for around 10% of the nation's GDP and employs roughly 40% of its workforce, producing key crops such as rice, coconuts, bananas, and sugarcane, with coconut production ranking among the highest in the world. Manufacturing contributes about 30% of GDP, focusing on electronics, food processing, and chemicals. Meanwhile, the service sector, encompassing tourism, finance, trade, and the fast-growing BPO industry, business process outsourcing, has become an indispensable driver of the economy. By 2024, the Philippines' nominal GDP per capita reached approximately 4,000 USD, with a total GDP of around 460 billion USD. Within Southeast Asia, the country remains in the middle tier, a nation of considerable growth potential, yet one that still faces significant challenges in economic structure and resource distribution. The Philippines is blessed with an abundance of natural wonders, lying along the Pacific Ring of Fire, with some 300 volcanoes scattered across its islands. Among them, Mount Mayon stands as a global icon, its near-perfect conical shape earning it the title of the world's most beautiful volcano. On the island of Bohol, the chocolate hills stretch across the horizon, over 1,000 grass-covered mounds that turn a rich brown in the dry season, resembling giant pieces of chocolate scattered across the land. Here too lives the tiny tarsier, one of the smallest primates in the world, a national treasure cherished by the Filipino people. In the north of Luzon Island, the majestic Banaue rice terraces rise in layered steps, hailed as the 8th wonder of the world. Carved by the Ifugao people over 2,000 years ago at an elevation of 1,500 meters, they stand as a testament to the remarkable agricultural ingenuity of ancient communities. Beyond its mountains, the Philippines is famed for its countless resort islands, where visitors can swim alongside gentle whale sharks, watch golden sunsets spill across the sea, lie back on powdery white sands, or dive into crystal waters to explore vibrant coral reefs. From the first light of dawn over Luzon's church spire to the last kiss of sunset on Mindanao's deep blue waves, from the hum of daily life on Manila's busy streets to the quiet footprints left on Boracay's shores, the Philippines is a land rich in both natural beauty and cultural heritage, and yet it remains a land of contrasts, a paradise for the wealthy, but a place of hardship for many of its poorest citizens.